What's going on, everybody? Critical Ray back here again, and today I am going to be doing a movie review of A Quiet Place. Now, this movie has a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. This movie stars John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Millicent Simmons, Noah Jupe. This movie was directed by John Krasinski, and the screenplay was written by Brian Woods, Scott Beck, and John Krasinski. And the story was by Brian Woods and Scott Beck. Now, this is a non-spoiler review, so the synopsis for this movie is like just enough to intrigue you that gives nothing away. And that is, a family is forced to live in silence while hiding from creatures that hunt by sound. And that's a really intriguing plot synopsis if you really think about it. And this was one of my most anticipated movies of this year. I mean, I've been looking forward to seeing this movie ever since I heard that he was making it with his wife. I saw the trailer, the teaser trailer. I saw the first trailer, and then I tried to stay away from all the other trailers. Didn't work out because of movie theaters, and they show the previews and whatnot, which I hate, because that's how I see a lot of trailers that I don't want to see. But none of the trailers give anything really in this movie away. Now, this is technically classified as a horror movie. To me, it's more of a thriller, and a really great thriller at that. Now, I personally, I really, really love this movie from everything, and I'm going to talk about what all I love, and then some. I'm going to talk about one con that I can't quite figure out why it's a con, because it's kind of a pro and a con. So now I thought about this movie for a couple hours now, actually longer than just a couple hours. I got out of the movie like at, I don't know, 9:30, and it is 2:25 a.m. and I've been thinking about this movie nonstop, trying to wrap my head around on how to review this movie right, because I want to do it justice. So, yeah, this is going to be a very unorthodox review for my channel, but it's something that I can't really type out a list and like notes and stuff. I can type out, the actors and whatnot, but I can't type out a list or notes to help me review this one. I'm just going to talk. So, with that being said, let's begin with this. First off, the acting was amazing. Because there's not a lot of dialogue. It's real, quiet. It's called Quiet Place, so of course they're not going to be talking a lot. So it's all facial expressions, body language. They use sign language. And everyone in this movie brought their A game. The children were great. They never got on my nerves. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, they were just superb. And this is by far their best roles that they've ever done. And John Krasinski is a great director, and I cannot wait to see what he works on next, what he does next. Because this movie was just really well done. The atmosphere of this movie and the creatures, they show the creatures enough to they're still a threat. It never goes by that they're not a threat anymore. They're still a threat. But this movie focuses on the family and the story of the family. It's not about the creatures as much. It's about the family, their struggles, their adapting to survive. Now, this movie does kind of just throw you into the loop, and they kind of already know how to survive, and then it jumps a little bit forward and stuff like that, which I kind of liked. And I thought it was well done. It was a really well-paced movie. The cinematography and the creepy lighting and stuff like that, I loved it. It was great. They had so the daughter Melisandre, what's her name? Millicent Simmons. She's actually deaf in real life. and she's deaf in the movie. So what I liked about the whole he shot this is so if say John Krasinski is his character with her, it'll go to him and you'll hear like atmospheric noise like nature and stuff like that. They're outside. But then it goes to her and you hear nothing. Nothing at all. And now the cool thing to me about this and seeing this in a theater was that when it went to nothing and there was no talking, no atmospheric on her, you could hear the humming of the sound system in the theater, the speakers and whatnot, and that like made it even more creepy to me because you're not supposed to be hearing this, but you do. So you think that she might be just hearing this like noise constantly, and that alone got under my skin, which added a new element to the movie. The movie going experience. Yeah, so that was great. And they have some jump scares, and they were really, well placed and like thought out. And but then they have some things that's just like, it's real silent, and then like something like loud noise happens or something, or like an uneasy noise happens, and it makes you jump, which is what typically gets me in horror movies, which I appreciate in this movie. And yeah, I just have to give everyone in this movie a round of applause. Everyone who was involved in making it, the writing, everything about this movie was just great. That gets me to the con, which I don't even know if it is a con. I really don't, because the thing about this movie is I feel like I need to watch it again. I was contemplating on making this review, but I do. I feel like I need to watch this movie again, and but I want to get the review out. So, with that being said, on first viewing, the thing that I think I didn't like, I kind of just wanted more. Like, I wanted to know more about the creatures. I wanted to know more about how they learned, all the stuff that they had about them and whatnot. Because it really doesn't explain that. It answers some things like that you have to pay really close attention to, like in newspaper articles and whatnot. But other than that, I don't really. So I don't know if that's it is a good thing, but it also is technically it's also kind of a bad thing. So I guess it evens it out. Another thing that I really liked is it has some very, very intense scenes in it. Like, my hair stood up on my arm at a couple of parts in this movie, and that really never happens in movies. And that happened in this movie. And like, with very little dialogue, they make you care about these characters so much. Like, you care what's happening to them. And yeah, Quiet Place, I highly recommend going to see it. I really, really enjoyed it, if not loved it. And I know it's the first movie of April that I'm reviewing and whatnot, but yeah, this one really lived up to the hype and like my expectations for this movie, and it kind of exceeded my expectations. And I'm going to give A Quiet Place a A+. So yeah, go check that one out if you want to. Even if you don't like horror movies, I think you will like this movie because it's about the family dynamic and the situation on what they're putting in. You can kind of picture how would you deal with this situation if you were put into it. But yeah, A+. We're off to a great start so far in April. And yeah, comment down below. Let me know if you saw this movie, if you're going to see it, what you thought of it, or if this review helped you want to go see it. It changed your mind. If you weren't going to see it, and like the video, share the video with all your friends, family, everyone that you know, and even people that you don't know. And subscribe for more awesome content like this and a lot more reviews this month, because I am doing the best and worst movie of the month again for this one. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I'll catch y'all all in the next one. And goodbye.